Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am the Biblical Mystic, and this is class 1 for the Bet on Me challenge. And what the Bet on Me challenge is, this is actually a portion of my course, Invoker. And this portion I am giving away free to the public so you can get a taste of what I offer. And the Bet on Me challenge is actually me teaching you the science of manifestation. So we are going to go and pull the cover off and make manifestation clear to you so you know how to tap into your creative powers. Okay? All right. So let's get started. My intention for this entire course is to help you to remember how to invoke the highest parts of you. So you have experienced yourself as everything that you are not. Weak, impotent, all the things where you lack, you fill in the blank, okay? So now it is time for you to experience yourself as what you are. You are a creator. You are a divine essence. And it's time for you to tap into that. It's time for you to learn how to use it, utilize it, and move your life forward, okay? So, we're going to take the blinders off. This knowledge that I give you, you are going to have to dig a little deeper. You're going to have to apply it. If you don't apply it, it won't work. So application literally means you showing up for yourself every day. That literally means you making yourself a priority. And I don't care what the world looks like, you are making yourself a priority. So let's get started. So you are created in the image of your creator, okay? You are created in the image of your creator. And I'm not talking about your physical appearance. I'm not talking about you being a black man. God is black. I am talking about your essence. I am talking about the core of who you are. The Creator gave you access to the same powers that it has. So in the story of the prodigal son, when he returned back to the kingdom, his father, the king, said, "Son, all that I have belongs to you. You didn't even have to go out there. Everything you desire, everything you want is already here." So these powers are already in us, and we have to learn how to access them. There's a scripture where Jesus says the disciples were marveling at all of his great works, and he was like, "Why are you marveling at what I do? Greater works shall you do." So it is time for us to learn how to tap into these powers, how to utilize them and move our lives forward, okay? I want you to imagine the universe as a pregnant woman. And you are inside of the womb. This womb matrix is your world. You're inside of it. All you know is this womb, this matrix. That's all you know is the womb that you live in. Now, granted, you may think there are things outside of this womb, but you don't know for sure. You may wonder, you may have even had some experience with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go outside of that womb. I'm going to take you into other realms, okay? So let me just say this too. If you're listening to me, if what I talk about resonates with you, you are in the midst of what the Bible calls being born again, awakening. That can be very traumatic for a lot of us. Some of us, we just kind of like, what in the world is going on? I'm not quite sure where you are. You might be at the beginning stage, you might be in the middle, you might be in the end. I'm not quite sure. But if you listening to me, I resonate with you, you're somewhere on that frequency where you are going to go through the changes, where you are born again. You are born into these other realms. And now you'll have to learn how to maneuver through them, okay? So, while inside of this womb, you have been programmed to have all of your needs met a certain way. The way your needs were met inside the womb are not how you were created to have your needs met. So now you have to learn new skills, okay? You were in the matrix, you were a slave. And now when you learn how to come over into these other realms, you are learning how to become a creator, a God. This is what God created you to be, okay? So I hope that doesn't ruffle anybody's feathers. If not, we can talk about it in the comments, but you're a creator. That's God created you in his image, okay? So your needs were met a certain way in the matrix, but that's not how you were developed to have your needs. You weren't created to have your needs met that way. So you are now a developing creator, and your creator wants to show you another way. And I also want to tell you that the more you grow in these other realms, things of old will no longer work. The more your mind expands, you won't be able to go backwards. You won't be able to go back. It just won't work. Even you may get to a point where you like, this is too much. I can't take it. It's too much. You can't go backwards. You can't. So my advice to you is get you a notebook. Get you a notebook and make notes about what you're doing, what you did, what worked, what didn't work. Because on this side, a lot of things are do it and find out. You become your own scientist over here. You become your own scientist. You try things, you experience things, and you see what happens. I like to call it the fuck around and find out over here. I'm not gonna say excuse my terms, that's what it is. You might do something and you are like, oh my God, I can't believe that, oh my God. And then you might do something else and you like, I will never touch, do, smell, do anything that has to do with that. So again, try it and see, because you are your own scientist. So what works for one may not work for the other. You have to figure this stuff out for yourself. So listen to your spirit. I remember one time I was going to do something. When I first came into this knowledge, I was going to do something, and I went and got everything. A girl, I was about to sit down, and we was about to go to town, and my spirit was clear. I heard it clear, don't do that. And I didn't question it. I heard that clear. I packed up my stuff, I threw that stuff away, and went on about my business. Now, fast forward a couple years, I am extremely glad I didn't do that, because now I was able to see. If I would have did that, I would have messed myself up. So listen to your spirit. If something comes to you, you might get a thought, follow that thought, see what happens. But I don't want to get off track. So again, get you a notebook and keep records of what it is that you're doing and what works, what doesn't work. You might say, hey, somebody said they put some, I can't even remember what she said. She put something in her plants, and her plants were growing like crazy. So you just never know. You just never know. Try it and find out. So now what we have talked about is the 3D and the 4D. The 3D is this physical realm. The 3D is that womb that you are living in. And now you are aware that there is a womb. There is this matrix that you're living in. And then there is a world outside of that 3D realm. And what we call that is the mental plane, the mental realm, the realm of imagination. So we have the 3D, which is the physical, and then the 4D, which is the mental plane, okay? So you are aware of the 3D realm, which is your womb, your matrix, and the 4D realm, which is the mental realm. And the 4D realm is the world immediately outside of the womb, outside of the 3D. And just like a baby, you've been born again into this awareness. So you will have to go through the stages of development in this realm. You're going to have to learn how to walk, talk, crawl, run. You're going to have to go through all of those stages, okay? Now, the difference in this is when you leave the 3D realm, the 3D realm is confined to time, space, and matter. The 4D realm does not have those constraints on it. So I said you're going to have to, just like a baby, learn how to do all of these things. What may take you 20 years to do in the physical realm may only take you a year or 2 or 3 years to do in these other realms. So time, you're not confined to time. And I'm going to show you something else. In the Bible, they would go and get Jesus, like, they're going to die. We need you come to heal them so that they don't die. And Jesus was, he went, fried some chicken, did whatever he was doing, like, okay, I'll be there. And like the story of Lazarus, let's talk about that. He goes, Lazarus, by the time he gets to Lazarus, he was dead 4 days. And they was like, he rotten now. You don't even need to be here. He's dead. His body is rotten. He's smelling. And Jesus is like, listen, one of the messages in that a lot of us missed is God was showing us how to work in these other realms. So God was like, listen, you in this realm, time matters. In the realm I function in, time doesn't matter. So I'm going to go get him. Move the stone away. Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus comes hopping out. And they're like, ooh. That is because Jesus was aware of these other realms. And that is the message. That is the knowledge that he was trying to teach you. But a lot of times, the world we lived in had put God in a box, and we weren't able to see the message clearly that Jesus was giving us. So I don't want to get off. So that is, when I talk about the 3D is confined to time, space, and matter, time matters here. It don't matter in the other worlds. Space matters in this realm, in this 3D realm. It don't matter in the other worlds. This realm is a realm of matter. It is the physical realm. You'll be able to touch, feel the things in this realm. It's tangible, okay? So when we are working in these other realms, we focus less on human energy and more on our God spirit energy, okay? I want to make sure you hear me. When you go in these other realms, you go in there knowing that you are a spiritual being. You have these abilities. Go in there thinking this, trying it. And of course, in the beginning, you kind of like, can I do this? Can I not? And the more you try stuff and you see it happen, the more your confidence will grow. But go in there with that mind that I can, as much as possible, I can do this. I can make this happen. So we focus more on our God spirit energy and less human energy, okay? Be in this world, but don't be of it, okay? Be in this world, but do not be of it. In this course, we will focus on 3 dimensions, the 3D, the 5D, The 3D, 4D, and the 5D. Again, I told you the 3D is physical. It is this physical realm that we live in. It is the womb. It is the matrix. The 4D is the world, the realm right outside of the matrix. So that realm is the mental realm, the realm of our imagination, our mind, learning how to tap into that, okay? And then we have the 5D spiritual realm. That is the realm when you touch and you are communing with God, okay? So we're going to get into all of this. So in the 3D, all of your issues will fall under one of three umbrellas, okay? Relationships, wealth, and health. So whatever issue you have in this realm, it is going to have something to do with relationships, health, or wealth, okay? So the matrix wants you to fix all of your problems inside the matrix. It don't want you to use the 4 and the 5D to fix your problems. It wants you to fix everything in the 4D and the 5 or in the 3D. It don't want you to utilize your powers. So what does that look like? I am stepping out on, I'm manifesting a whole new career, right? Where I'm betting on myself, where I am learning to trust and utilize my natural gifts, my natural abilities that God has given me to make my living, to make my money. Well, the matrix wants me to just go get another job. The matrix doesn't want me to move this way. So that's what I mean when it says it wants you to fix all of your problems. And this will fall under wealth. This will fall, and it's easy to say, oh, let me just go get a job. That's not what I want to do. That's not in my spirit. I can no longer move that way, okay? So the matrix wants you to fix all your problems that way. But remember, this is not how you were designed. Hold on, I lost my place, y'all. I don't want to miss anything, okay? So, okay, let me make this note. Once you learn to leave the 3D and go into these other realms, you can then begin to consciously create and bring things back into the 3D realm, okay? So let's look at gateways and doorways that help you get into these other realms, okay? There are multiple gateways, and that'll probably be another class that we talk about. But today I only want to talk about two gateways. Two. One is trauma and pain, and the second one is repetition. So trauma usually comes with some type of pain or something that is negative versus positive, okay? So a lot of times this will not be our first choice. So let me give you some examples of trauma producing change. So, hey, you and Grandpa used to go and have fish every time y'all come together. Grandpa dies, and now you have an allergy to fish. That trauma has literally changed your psyche and your DNA. Grandpa's death has changed you, okay? So we want to do is create we want to use self-controlled trauma. And self-controlled trauma can be fasting, exercise, isolation, silence. These are all forms of self-controlled trauma. Now, feel free as you go through this, you may get another idea. Share that in the comments, and we'll talk about it as we go through this course, okay? So what I say, fasting, exercise, isolation, silence. So fasting is a doorway. Say, I want to manifest something in this realm. And I say, I'm going on a 10-day fast or a 30-day fast, or I might decide to fast an entire year. All of this is your choice. Do what you feel led to do. So I'm fasting an entire year for this course. And guess what? I'm going to take it up a notch. Lamb is my favorite meat, right? I love grilled lamb chops. So I'm already fasting to get into this gateway, but then I go buy a lamb dinner. So that's easily close to $100, right? I'm sacrificing my money, and then I take that lamb dinner and I give it away. Whether I give it away to my ancestors or I give it away to somebody else, I don't eat it. And I'm hungry. That's traumatizing to me. That is traumatizing. And that is going to help me get into a gateway. That's going to help me get into a gateway to help manifest what I want in this realm, okay? Exercise. You done seen the exercise gurus use those ice cold baths, them tubs they jump in after they work out. That is a form of trauma to manifest. Okay, he is using that to help manifest his sexy body in this realm. You know, we can do this stuff however you feel led. It's your world. You can do it however you feel led. Isolation. Maybe you're having some relationship issues and you need to shut up, or you need to separate for a while. And you don't really want to leave your partner though. But for the sake of what you're trying to do, isolation, silence. Have you ever tried to take a vow of silence? Baby, that is a challenge in itself. So these are tools that we can use to move our life forward, okay? And not move our life forward, get into these gateways to tap into some other realms that's going to help us in this realm, okay? Let me drink some water, guys, okay? I want to make a key point here, okay? So we talked about gateways. We talked about making sacrifices. I want to make this key point right here, so hear me. To manifest anything, there must be an exchange. To manifest anything. So, you want healing? You're going to have to give something up for that healing. And listen, it can be anything you choose. This is between you and your creator. It can be anything you choose. So that in itself, I think, will bring up some other questions. Again, leave it in the comments. We're going to talk about it because we're going to go through all of this. So just know there has to be an exchange, whatever you do. I'm going to leave that there for now. And I think because that can really be a whole nother course by itself. So we're going to leave that there for now. So we talked about trauma, using trauma, self-controlled trauma as a way to manifest. Now we're going to talk about repetition as a way to manifest. This is, you are repeating something until it's in here, until it's in your mind. You can use pictures, you can use symbols, you can visualize. You are ultimately feeding your mind a new thought. And what you are thinking about is what you are creating. Some people say a word or words 108 times, or they'll sit and say, you know what, you might get good at it and say, you know what, I'm going to say this word 200 times today. I watched somebody, she wanted to grow in confidence in herself. And, you know, we were taught that hallelujah was the highest praise. So she was given confidence in herself. So it dropped in her spirit to begin to say hallelujah to yourself. And her goal was to do that at least 200 times a day. Okay, so you can write something down multiple times a day. You can visualize stuff. You can teach stuff to get it in you. Okay, that is your goal. It's your choice how you want to use repetition. And again, this stuff you may have questions. We'll talk about it in the comments. I want to make another key point here. In this reality, to fix anything, you are going to have to get clear on what it is that you want to shift. You're going to have to get clear on that. So I recommend you sit down, start with the 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, and how. Who, what, where, when, and how. Answer them questions about what it is you want. Ask yourself what and why you want to change. And your goal is to create an intention. So get clear on what you desire. You need to begin seeing it as it already is. See it in the present. Before I knew how I was going to move to Africa, I'm living in Africa. That's all I would say. I don't know how. I am living in Africa. The how really is not up to me. But I'm living in Africa. And it worked out that 13 months after my first visit, I was here full time. So, get clear on what it is you want, and then speak about it and think about it as if it already is. I don't know how I'm going to become a wife, but I already am. I don't know how. And I think about Africa. I was watching African movies. I was consumed. I was watching African news. I consumed myself with this continent because I'm already here. What's going on in my world? What's going on in this reality that I'm about to shift to? I need to know. So, you want to talk about what you are manifesting as if it already is. Go to the end of it and work your way back. And what is your why? I'm going to go back to me manifesting, me living in Africa. I found my peace here. So I don't know how, but I need to get back to my peace. And every time I went to the States, I would lose it. I come back here and get it. I go back to the States, I lose it again. And it was like, no, my peace is of utmost importance. My health. Every time I'm here, I'm getting healthy, my weight falling off. I am in a different, it just was a benefit to me. So mentally, physically, it is a benefit and I need to be there. How? I don't know, but I'm already there. I am living in Africa. And I was telling myself that before I even was living here. So your why will bring your manifestation faster. And let me tell you guys this too, okay? If there is something in your life that you want to change and you are resisting it, stop. Stop resisting any and everything right now. Find a place where you can release it, where you can just let it go and surrender. Because whatever you resist, persists. Whatever you resist, it persists. So find a way to let it go. Find a way to stop fighting. Okay? So let's talk about energy. Let's talk about energy. Everything is and has energy. Every single thing has energy. Energy is the invisible life force that you find inside of everything. So I want you to think about, you got 2 outfits. One is from Walmart and one is from Gucci. And you have the ability to go through Walmart and put together you a cute outfit, okay? I want you to think how that Walmart outfit makes you feel versus how that Gucci outfit makes you feel. I guarantee you're going to be in a different energy when you got $500 socks on your feet. When you got $500 pantyhose on your feet, you're going to be in a different energy. And that energy from these things is the life force that's in each of them, okay? So, you think about if you have $100 in your pocket versus $100,000. Think about how you feel between those two. Then you can begin to separate and see the energy that is in everything, okay? Think about if you are eating from the earth versus living off of junk food. Think about how that makes you feel. So everything has energy in it, okay? And even you and even me, we are energetic beings. Energy cannot be created or it cannot be destroyed. It's already here. Everything already exists. So I want you, we will go and use, for the sake of this, we'll go and use the Big Bang theory of creation. And I have my own theory about the Big Bang. We'll talk about that another time. So the Big Bang happens and at bang, every possibility, all things and every possibility was created during the Big Bang. So what does that mean for you? To manifest anything from the 4D into the 3D, you will need to tap into the energy of that thing. So you heard me earlier talk about, before I officially moved to Africa, I'm watching the African news, I'm watching the movies, I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm learning everything I can about Africa. I'm getting into that consciousness, that energy, okay? Same thing. If you want to manifest becoming a wife, you want to manifest becoming a wife. Become a wife now. Read, watch movies, study the type of wife you want to become. Learn that, read that, study that. Become her now, okay? It doesn't, not when you become one, become her now. You will also, this is another key point when manifesting, you will also have to go, when you're going through your 5 W's for what you want to create, you have to make sure you are going through it to see if you have any hang-ups there. Because that is going to be a problem in you manifesting. Because your belief system about what you are manifesting can either block you or open the roads. So let's give an example. If you are trying to manifest $1 million, but you believe rich people are evil, that is going to interfere with your manifestation. So you are going to have to go and deal with that. Where did that thought come from? How is that thought there? Why do I even believe that? That's what we call shadow work, because you're going behind and digging up these roots, so now you can plant these new seeds and they don't get choked out by this stuff that's been programmed into us, okay? So you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the work, whether you want to or not. You're going to have to go in and dig that root up, because you do not want it to choke out what you are now creating. And one of the things you can do, say you're trying to manifest something and it just like, what's happening? And you don't want to get caught up, but say you know there's a problem. You realize there's a problem with your manifestation. One of the things you can do is write down, create the list, write down what you feel like is blocking you and what is the opposite action that you can do. So to stop what you're doing to block you. So for an example, I'm tired of waiting on my manifestation. Okay. I'm tired of waiting for my manifestation to come in. On the left side, I'm going to write, I'm preparing for my manifestation to come in. I'm doing the work for my manifestation to come in. So that's what I mean when I say you want to be able to look at yourself and look at your actions and look at your behavior and see, what am I doing that potentially can block what I'm trying to bring into this realm, okay? To manifest anything, you are moving your personality, your awareness into that new reality. That reality that has what you desire. Did y'all hear that? To manifest, you are moving your personality and your awareness into that reality. The reality that has what you want to manifest in this realm. Remember, I told you it already exists. So you have to go mentally where what you want already exists. And I'm telling you, some of the stuff we want to bring into this realm, it's going to take some healing. It's going to take some work. You're going to have to work through some issues. Okay? And this is where your sacrifice comes in at. So you are now changing something that you do in this reality. You are now changing something that you do in this reality to shift you into another reality. The reality that has what you want. If you change your personality, you change your personal reality. In the 3D, you will act, you will feel, and you will think the way you would in that identity. So, baby, I'm already in Africa. Before I was officially here, I'm already here. That don't even matter. That don't matter in my new world. I don't have nothing to do with that. That don't matter in my new world. So, think, act, and feel like you would in your new reality. Unless he believes that I am he. Believe that you are that what you want to manifest in this realm. If you want to be a wife, start acting like a wife. Not the moment you become one. Become her now. So this concludes section 1 of the Bet On Me course. If this resonated with you at all, I ask that you like, share, leave comments in the comments section. Click the link in my website and you'll be able to find the link to my email and see the other things that I offer, okay? We still have to talk about the 4D and we still have to talk about the 5D, but I want to make sure we're spending time on this. We get it and we understand it before we move to the next ones, okay? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And it's time to bet on us. All right.